content of our app is based on 3 sets of guiding principles: the 7 principles of mindfulness, the principles of Nguzo Saba, and the principles of Ma'at. Trusting is one of the 7 principles of mindfulness, and it offers that we let things happen in their own time. Jon Kabat-Zinn says that developing a basic trust in yourself and your feelings is an integral part of mindfulness. It's far better to trust in your intuition and your own authority, even if you make some mistakes along the way, than to look outside yourself for guidance. If at any time something doesn't feel right to you, why not honor your feelings? Why should you discount them or write them off as invalid because some authority or some group of people thinks or says differently? Trust is about becoming more fully yourself. We're taking responsibility for being ourselves. This is the good news and the bad news. The more you trust yourself, the easier it is to trust others and the world around us. In order to trust ourselves, we have to be willing to know ourselves, our habits, good and bad, our strengths and weaknesses, our triggers, what inspires or excites us, or even what hurts us. Margaret Wheatley says, the more we know ourselves, the more trustworthy we become. We work to know ourselves so that we can be trusted with our own hearts, our own hopes and dreams, our own fears and worries. The key is that as we know ourselves, we can trust ourselves. And when we trust ourselves, we can hold space for others. Our ancestors had a deep sense of trust. Mother Harriet Tubman knew trust of herself and her relationship with the divine as she guided enslaved folks to freedom. And that sense of trust came from an internal voice, an internal knowing and understanding of what we deep down believe in. When we're dealing with the twin pandemics of COVID and the continued killing and violence on Black and brown bodies, so many of us were called into trusting that the new wokeness for folks meant a shift was on the horizon. We're constantly being asked to trust in situations and circumstances that seem impossible to know. And trust is the way to ground ourselves in a belief in the good and the future of our people. Mindfulness means developing a trust of self. How can we develop habits that build our trust in ourselves?